Okay, let me tell you a story. It's about a submarine, a state-of-the-art war machine, sent on a do-or-die mission right in the middle of a war. But then, it just vanished. Poof, gone, sunk to the bottom of the sea, taking 93 souls with it. And what happened next? Well, its fate became one of the biggest naval mysteries ever. A story buried deep underwater, with two different countries telling two completely different stories about what went down. We're talking about the PNS Ghazi.
So, that's the big question we're going to dive into. What really happened to the PNS Ghazi? Was it taken out in a brilliant act of war by its enemy? Or was it just some kind of tragic fatal accident in the pitch-black darkness of the ocean? We're going to break it all down for you. The mission, the clever counterplan, and of course, those two competing claims.
All right, so let's set the scene. We're going back to 1971. The Indo-Pakistani War is raging. And you know, this story, it's not just about one submarine. It's about a mission that turned into a legend, a secret that people have been arguing about for more than 50 years now. So, to really get to the bottom of this mystery, you have to meet the main character of our story. And that is the Pakistani naval submarine, the Ghazi. Now, back in 1971, this thing wasn't just any old sub. Oh no, it was, without a doubt, Pakistan's most powerful, most feared weapon on the high seas.
They even had a nickname for it, the Black Hunter. I mean, that tells you something, right? The Ghazi was the absolute pride of the Pakistani fleet. It was a modern, long-range attack sub they'd leased from the US, and get this, it was the only one they had like it. That made it an incredibly powerful and very, very feared asset out there in the Indian Ocean.
So what was its big, dangerous mission? Honestly, it was pretty much a suicide mission. The stakes could not have been higher. Job number 1, find and destroy India's most prized warship, the aircraft carrier INS Vikrant. If they couldn't do that, the backup plan was to lay a bunch of mines and seal off the entrance to Visakhapatnam's harbor, a really key naval port. The endgame? To completely cripple the Indian Navy's entire fleet in the Bay of Bengal.
And just to give you a sense of how insane this mission was, you got to look at the distance. The Ghazi had to travel 4,800 kilometers. That's from its home port in Karachi all the way around India, deep into enemy waters on the other side. A truly perilous journey, and one, as it turns out, from which it would never come back.
But here's the twist. The Indian Navy wasn't just sitting around waiting to get hit. They knew the Ghazi was coming for their prized aircraft carrier. And instead of gearing up for a head-on fight, they decided to play a brilliant game of chess. They were about to set a trap for the hunter.
The plan was called Operation Fakir, and it was an absolute masterclass in deception. Talk about turning the tables, the hunter was about to become the hunted. Here's what they did. First, they took the real prize, the INS Vikrant, and secretly moved it to a hidden spot way out near the Andaman Islands, far from any danger. Then they set the bait. They took an old, aging destroyer, the INS Rajput, sent it to Visakhapatnam, and had it blast out tons of radio signals, basically pretending to be the huge aircraft carrier. The Ghazi? It was now chasing a ghost.
And this all brings us to the climax.